What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr War Games, and today I am bringing you what won the poll, and that is Libromancer, Nekroz, or Nekroz Libromancer. Before I get started, I will say that I have completely boycotted the Scythe Lock. It is playable in the deck if you want to go for it. It will also lead you to Baron, but I've kind of gone around that and pretty much want to focus on the Nekroz side, and then use Libromancers as a supporting engine with a bridge in between. With all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. If you want to see more from this deck, like test stands, combos, or anything else like that, then make sure you hit the like button to get it to above 50 likes in the first 24 hours, and I will bring that for you. With all of that out of the way, let's get started and dive headfirst into the Nekroz Libromancer profile. So, of course, we start off with triple Yugioh alongside triple Brionac, double Class, one Valk, one Abridher, and then one Trish. Now, these are the only Nekroz ritual monsters that we are playing. You're using your Valk, your Abridher, and your Trish as your main boss monsters, keeping in mind that these are the 3 ritual monsters that cannot be ritual summoned with a monster's level equaling exactly 9, 10, or 8. Let's just do it that way around. There we go. Basically, what that means is, for those of you that don't know, all the Nekroz of 3, 6, and 5 can be used with a single monster that equals 6, 4, or 3. The issue is with the Trish, the Valk, and the Abridher is they can't be used with a monster of a level 10, a level 9, or a level 8. They have to you need to make a combination. So you need to be able to be basically a 6 and a 3, or a 4 and a 6 in order to reach some of the bigger guys. One card that does help with that is Shurit. Now, believe it or not, Yugioh was actually at 1 once, so was Brionac, and Shurit was actually at 1. I believe it was even banned at some point. Now, the reason this card is so good is if you ritual summon exactly one Nekroz ritual monster with a card effect that requires the use of a monster or monsters, this card can be used to cover the entire level. It can also be used in the graveyard. If it is tributed, you get to add a warrior Nekroz from the deck to the hand. Now, why this is so good is because it is technically a level 3. It does allow you to be a 1-card usage for these guys, which is really, really important. For the ritual spells, we've got the 2 Kaleidoscope, the 1 Cycle, and the 1 Mirror. Now, you'll see later on why we're only playing this small amount, because we're actually going to be able to recycle them. We're not going to use their graveyard effects, which is Banish itself if you control no monsters at all, Banish itself and another Nekroz to search out a Nekroz spell. We're actually going to be recycling from the graveyard, which also means you don't get mind locked and decked out. Rota, so obviously Rota can get you into the class. It can get you into your Shurit as well. For some reason, I thought you could get your Yugioh. I was like, no, it's a spellcaster. And then we move on to the bridge. Now, what I mean by the bridge is this is what kind of connects both the Nekroz and the Libromancers and just increases its synergy. So you've got your triple preparation of rights, but what that's going to help you get to is Cyber Angel Ben 10. The reason Ben 10 is so important is because it's a level 6 for your Brionac, but it's also a level 6 for your Doombroker as well. So it enables you to get both of the best. And off the back of that, what it does is none of these cards you see before you are going to be your normal summon. So Ben 10 will then allow you to get Diviner of the Herald. And we all know that off the back of Diviner of the Herald, it can then get you into any ritual monster and or ritual spell. Keeping in mind that within theory, as long as you've got a ritual monster to play, Libromancers are a 1-card route and sort themselves out, and so can Nekroz as well, depending on the right materials you have. On top of that as well, you do make Diviner a level 6, which means she is great tribute fodder for your Brionac and also your Doombroker. And why that is important is because we also play the Cyber Egg Angel and the Cyber Petite Angel. Now, the Egg Angel is a little bit down to personal preference. You can cut it completely, but the reason I wanted to play the Egg was because I wanted to get to Ritual Sanctuary. Now, the reason I'm playing Ritual Sanctuary is it's actually an incredibly good card because you get to discard 1 spell, so any spell at all, any of these, any of the ones that work with your Libromancers, and then you get to add a light ritual monster or a ritual spell card. So that will allow you to get to any of your Nekroz spells. It'll also allow you to get to Ben 10, which is really, really important. On top of that as well, you can shuffle any number of spell cards from the graveyard into the deck, then target a light fairy monster in the graveyard whose level equals the number of cards you shuffled into the deck and special summon it. So that does give you access to the Petite Angel or the Egg, but more times than not, you're actually going to use it to get to your Diviner, because we all know that Diviner will trigger on normal or special, which will then allow you to send another Herald, and that will then allow you to trigger and search you out any particular piece that you need. So Ritual Sanctuary itself, in theory, as long as it's got spells set up in the graveyard, is it will allow you to recycle your resource. Your Diviner or the Ritual Sanctuary will let you get your Ritual spell, and then the Diviner will then let you get your Ritual monster, which is really, really important. So that's pretty much it for the bridge part, and before we get into the Libromancers, it's a really, really cool kind of synergy deck. If you want to, of course, the main route for Nekroz is to play the Dogmaticas. You can also play the Thunder Mega Monarch as well, that lets you rip your opponent's extra deck apart. But I wanted to do something a little bit more unique, which is why I also put in the Libromancers. So we are playing triple Fire alongside triple Geek Boy and the single Agent and a single Doombroker. Now, I know there is no E-Telly in the deck, and the reason for that is you kind of want the levels. You want the levels of Geek Boy, whether it be on the hand or on the field. Yes, E-Telly does give you a free monster on the board without conducting a normal summon or anything like that, but you should be special summoning Geek Boy out. And having multiple copies of Geek Boy is not the end of the world, because like I said, it's just there for free ritual fodder for everything else you might need. It's also very important that you can turn your Diviner into a level 6 tuner, because then if you've already got everything you need, or just Libromancer Fire, rather than tribbing it off to get the level 10 Petite or the Egg, you can actually just special summon down your Fire. Fire will then give you a monster, which is obviously Geek Boy, because Geek Boy will then lead you to the field spell, and the field spell will then lead you to Agent or Doombroker. You can then synchro summon using your Fire and your Diviner and go into a level 10 synchro, whether you're going to be defensive or aggressive, and I'll show you those in a minute. Then moving on to the rest of the stuff. Again, of course, Terraforming can be a bit of a bridge because you can get to your Ritual Sanctuary, which is why I've gone with 2 first appearances as well. And then, of course, you've got the 1 Libromancer trap card. So the idea is that through the Libromancer route, you're going to set up your Doombroker and the trap card, which is going to protect you from stuff like droplets. And if you're able to kind of protect your Unicorn, Unicorn's obviously going to negate everything that comes out of the extra deck. The only issue with Unicorn is it is weak. It is 2300, and it doesn't stop your opponent going into the extra deck. So they can still go into the extra deck and make a boss monster that they need. But ideally, what you want to do is you want to just kind of protect that, move to your next turn. You've got Doombroker at 2500, and then you get to move further forward from there. So that's it for the main monster lineup. Moving on to the extra deck. So the extra deck is pretty standard on this one. So you're playing triple Herald of Arclight. So you're going to be sending this off of Diviner. You're also going to be sending it off of your Kaleidoscope as well. It's the best card you send off Kaleidoscope, because straight away, it's not a once per turn when it hits the graveyard. And off the back of that as well, it then also gives you the ability to search you out any ritual monster or ritual spell, giving you access to the Doombroker for your Libromancers, but then also giving you access to your Ben 10 route and, of course, your Nekroz route. Then for the other synchros that you're probably going to use more times than not with your Kaleidoscope, you've got the 1 Brian Axe, so you just use Kaleidoscope, which lets you use your a monster from the extra deck and use its levels. So this gives you into your Brio. You've got your Wind Pegasus, which is a level 7, which is really important because this will give you into your Calas, and it will also give you into your Unicorn. Not to mention, it also have its graveyard effect, which is why you play it. You could play Fossil Knight as well if you want to, but its level's a little bit awkward, so it doesn't actually help a lot. A card that is also really, really important is your Omega. Now, the reason this is important is you can use Kaleidoscope to summon out 2 Unicorns if you want to, but also getting this to the graveyard lets you cycle back your Heralds for the grind game, which is really, really important. Now, the rest of the levels are entirely up to you, apart from the 10s, which I'll show last. So I've gone with a level 9. I didn't go with a level 11. I've gone with a 12. The reason you'd go with a level 11 is that because that gets you a Valk and a Class. But because I'm only playing 1 Valk, it's very rare that I'm going to actually be able to do that. So what you've got is you've got a Trish, which is going to get you a Brio and a Valk. And then, of course, you've got your Quasar, which will get you a Unicorn and a Valk, or it'll get you a Class and a Trish. I just like the idea of using the Trish Dragon and the Brio Dragon, but you can use any level 6, 9 or 12 that you want. With the level 10s, you could actually summon these. You can use them as well, because that will get you a Brio and it will get you a Unicorn. But the level 10s we are going with is Satellite Warrior and the Baron de Fleur. Now, I know Baron is actually really, really expensive right now, so if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. You can put in like a Star Eater, or you can put in anything else that you want. The idea behind this is you can use 1 level 10 as fodder, and then the other level 10 is your Aggressor or your Defender. Your aggressor is really important because this one is, if it is synchro summoned, you get to target card your opponent controls up to the number of synchro monsters in the graveyard. So it doesn't even need to be synchro monsters with different names. So ideally, if you imagine that you go Kaleidoscope and you send one Herald and you search out a piece, and you normal summon your Diviner and you send a second Herald and search out another piece, you've then already got 2 in the graveyard, and then your Herald will be, your Diviner will be a level 6, your Unicorn's a level 4, sync those together, level 10, pop 2, 4500 beta. Really kind of cool card, and I just think it's a nice budget option in alternative to Baron. If you don't have access to Baron, you can go for XYZs. So I'm actually main decking Tornado Dragon, Digusto Emerald, because that will let you recycle these as you burn through them. And then, of course, you go up on into a Zeus. So as long as you only use the effect once and you're not burning both materials, you still get Zeus, which gives you a very easy ability to board wipe. You can go into other XYZ should you want to. Stuff like Baguska is entirely up to you on what you have access to. And the last 2 cards is 2 Elder Entity Instances, for the pure fact that you can send these again with Kaleidoscope, and you can also send them with Diviner to become a form of disruption. So it depends if you're going first or second. You've got your go second option, you've got your go first option, and you get to kind of go from there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for the profile. I love Nekroz. I think they're such a cool deck. I'm still waiting for the Nekroz trap, as I'm pretty sure everyone else is as well. Considering that class says add a Nekroz spell or trap, you're kind of like, well, where's our bloody trap? Give it to us now. And I kind of want them to give us one in the future that's kind of going to be like an imperm. Or just something, I don't know, just something a little bit more. It will obviously be ritual focused and ritual based, but it would be nice to get something that is a little bit more competitive. Maybe a trap that can be set and activated the same turn and lets you ritual summon. I don't know, would be really cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, guys, as absolutely always, stay safe and, of course, happy dueling.